In Far Cry 5, you play as a rookie sheriff's deputy, and the game begins with you arresting Joseph Seed, a cult leader in Hope County, Montana. Seems pretty straightforward, so the first thing you have to do is escort him to your helicopter nearby. The cult members just seem to wait and watch as you escort Seed into the helicopter, but just as they're taking off, they bring the helicopter down. Probably not the best idea if they wanted their leader to be safe, but the game feels a lot like an action movie, so we'll ignore that for now.
Everything is just fine here. No need to call anyone.
Yes, Father. Praise be to you.
Seems like you're betrayed, but more unusually that no one really cares about you or the entire sheriff's unit going missing.
No one is coming to save you.
Luckily, you're the only one to escape safely, and then you're able to create your character. They have options for an Asian character, so I'll go with that. You're also able to change anything about your character after the intro section. It doesn't seem like your character's face or voice shows up in cutscenes, so this is pretty superficial.
Listen up, kid. The valley is turning into...
Once you're complete with the short intro missions, you're free to go to one of the 3 main areas of the map. Rescuing innocent people and liberating towns will reward you with resistance points, which you need to progress in each of the 3 main sections. Rescuing people will give you information on nearby stash houses, which you could use to find items and resources.
So I'd head that way.
Right here. Damn it!
Sometimes you'll run into strange interactions or bugs, which makes it feel more like a Bethesda Fallout game. Like this, for example. This guy comes completely out of nowhere. I thought he was the person I saved earlier, but appears to just be some random NPC. So let's hop on the ATV and see where he takes us.
I'm on the move. I'll focus on that!
Is it just me, or are there a lot of other Asians in Montana? There are many recruitable characters in the game, and if they're nearby when you die, they could walk over and resurrect you.
Attaboy. Ready for more?
I'm ready.
There's a neat looking arcade game within the game, but you're restricted from playing it unless you have a Ubisoft account. Oh well, looked fun, but this guy's really hyping it up.
This game's awesome. You can play with your friends.
Get my back. Enemy down!
Vehicles have always been a big part of Far Cry, and this is no exception. The recruitable characters that could tag alongside you sometimes are really helpful, but other times, not so much. You can learn a variety of different perks, and one of which is grappling. You can use it on cliffs once it's unlocked, or also to get up to this helicopter. But getting down is a different story. ATVs and vehicles are fun, but like in Red Dead Redemption 2, trees are your worst enemy. At about 10 hours into the game, it seems like you could only carry about 2 weapons of each type. Feels a bit limiting at first, but you could always swap weapons off of the enemies you kill. The game is also built around a cash shop where you could purchase silver bars, which you could use to buy ammo, weapons, items, and clothing. I spent $10 on this game and also another 10 on New Dawn, which feels about right. But with this cash shop and microtransactions, it could be a free-to-play game soon.
I just had him!
While your AI-controlled companions won't break your stealth, they can be pretty dumb and die quickly.
Give me a hand! I'm dying here! Got it!
Thanks, Bart.
The game has a good amount of side quests you could use to build up your resistance meter. This green gas seems to be some type of hallucinogen the cult is using to control its members.
Dodge the bullet there.
Aw, and that just implied I killed the bear from the Jungle Book. And my companion here thinks it's a good idea to walk in front of me when I'm shooting.
That sinner's over there!
Understood!
Eventually you'll notice all the cult members drive the same cars and wear the same clothing, so there are innocent people in the world. Similar to Grand Theft Auto, if you mark an area on your map, you'll see a line to where to go. Not only bears, but you could also hunt a variety of different animals and then sell their skin for money. As you complete more quests and gain more resistance points, being killed can lead to being captured by the cult. This is one of the 3 main baddies in the game before you go for the cult leader. His name is John Seed.
In the light of God and walk.
But don't worry, just like the first time, you escape.
And show them no mercy.
Can't they figure out a way to rescue you without almost killing you?
Didn't go through all this trouble just to lose you now.
I was playing the game on the hardest difficulty with all the auto-aiming features turned off, but from this point on decided to just play on normal. Not only do you have to survive until the time limit runs out, you have to also make sure that your partner doesn't die, and getting into the wrong seat will prevent you from taking off. Your recruitable companions will have different weapons and abilities to suit the mission.
You gotta bring that bird back to me. It's our only way out of this shit.
Not only cars, boats, and helicopters, but eventually you'll be given access to an airplane. But first you must fly through a series of rings, just like in everyone's favorite Superman game. The voice acting is pretty good, but the game's tone is all over the place. It can't decide between being a fast-paced action game that doesn't take itself too seriously, then shifting to a more serious tone when the cult shares its religious and political views. The members of the cult are very well armed, but sometimes they'll just rush you with bats. After dying, you'll often just wait until your partner can resurrect you, and they always happen to be really far away.
Alright, up you get.
I had to include this scene with this guy cooking vegetables. It looks like something straight out of Cooking Mama.
One of the few times the community comes together for what makes them happiest. Scarfing down cowboy caviar.
You You also get resistance points for destroying enemy silos and taking out enemy cargo. Once again, I've been captured 3 times in this first section, and you guessed it, I'll shortly escape.
To teach me about the power of yes.
And I guess I'll do that by throwing myself down the stairs.
Nice views up there, huh? Nick taught me how to fly on our 3rd date.
Throughout the game, you'll be getting information from characters through a radio. Seems to be a one-way radio, as this lady seems to think I'm in the air.
Hey, deputy.
I want to thank John
If you need another
for
plane,
forgiving my sins.
come back to our airfield. We got a bunch in the hangar.
Not only your companions, but the enemies seem pretty dumb too. This guy thinks hitting you with his pistol is more efficient.
Well...
Sometimes saving people don't always go as planned. At least they're being safe by wearing a mask.
Your sin consumes you, blinds you.
I don't know what's inside that gas, but they're able to absorb a full clip.
Things of human life so easily. Have you ever...
One of the fun things about an open-world sandbox game like this is the variety of ways you could kill people. Didn't think I'd have to run him over that many times.
What's doing that?
Interacting with NPCs and picking up new weapons both have you holding down the square button, but sometimes it's not exactly clear which one you're doing. Everyone knows in real life that red barrels always explode, and there's a ton of red barrels in this game.
Help me! I'm injured!
I like how the companions go from fatally injured to completely fine once you pick them up. And you probably shouldn't be standing in fire.